Alrighty, Steeler Nation. Welcome back to Steelers Nation Australia. I still have to play the intro, and you guys know I'm wearing the headphones, which means I have an interview and a special guest. High price value special guest too. His nickname is DB Khan, so let's play his intro.
Night one after the next two, is he still aggressive?
Yeah, what do they call them? The con artists? I like that. I saw that, man. That's pretty good. It's a cool nickname.
Rightio, so let's bring you in, the Arsenal DB. What's going on, DB Khan? How are you, mate?
I'm doing good. I had the name until April 27th, so I had to use the name wise.
I was thinking that. Does Omar Khan just go on holiday after the draft for like 6 months? Where's he go? What's he do?
He probably no days off. Still scouting.
Yeah,
still scouting. He probably scouting guys in high school.
he's still doing mock drafts right after.
Yeah, he got 2020, 2027, 2028. he got all the years. High school players, middle schoolers too, maybe.
You know how they call like a coaching tree? It's now the Omar Khan tree. It's just that's what it's called now. Everything he does. Actually, I did see one. I don't know. Was it your video? No, it was your video actually. The Omar Khan. No, wait, that was another bloke. Zaya. It wasn't your video. My apologies. He reckons that Omar Khan missed on Tyler Boyd. Do you reckon he missed on Tyler Boyd?
Not really. Nah. Tyler Boyd is a good player, but he didn't really miss on that. It's not really a miss. Like, it's like if he added to the team, that's a plus. But if not, it's like we're gonna draft a receiver probably most likely. So we're gonna have a young guy in our system, getting built up, so that they be accustomed to the Steelers style.
And also Zaya and the Steelers, by the way, that was not a knock on you. And what happens in YouTube is someone will comment and go, "Oh, Zaya and Mark from Steeler Nation Oz are now beefing and fighting." Because I said that his video was saying that Omar Khan missed, and then we disagreed with it. Not a knock. Zaya's a good bloke. You're a good guy. I mean, you're still cool, man. You're still all right. You got to iron these things out real quick. Otherwise, the internet goes, "This guy hates that guy."
The internet is always crazy. It'd be like you can disagree and still be friends.
Yeah, unless it's me versus chat, and I can't stand Steelers chat. Or like you said the other day, Steelers AI bots there is absolutely terrible. We got a few things to talk about, man. Let's start with and Ayago brings it up. What about Texans in this trade? What's going on? Did the Bills just miss the playoffs today? They're out.
The Super Bowl window is because they lost a lot of guys, lost a lot of people in the offseason. The defense and offense. They lost both receivers. Gabe Davis is gone on Jaguars. They traded Stefon Diggs away.
Hoyer.
Josh Allen. Before Diggs got there, Josh Allen was all right, but he wasn't really like that Josh Allen now. So I don't know how you're gonna look without Diggs. They gotta trade up in the draft. Might as well trade up and get a big time receiver.
Do you guys have those things in America called Apple turnovers?
I don't know.
It's like a cake. That's what Josh Allen is. Actually, when I say that now, we have Russell Wilson. I probably can't.
Oh, you're talking like a turnover cake. Where the ones they flip, the upside down cakes. Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's what Josh Allen is. Now I can't say that because we have Russell Wilson and also we have Justin Fields who the most turnovers I think ever in NFL history.
But at least Russell Wilson got a championship though. He got a championship to fall back on.
Yeah,
a long time ago, but
the Bills got rid of their best receiver, and yes, he's a bit of a diva. But the best receiver, and I feel like their window is done. Like they're 0-4 in Super Bowls, they suck, and I reckon their time's coming. Look, Josh Allen's like what 7 years, 8 years in a quarterback.
Yeah, I think I think he's about like 6 years, 7 years. Yeah, they pay him a lot of money too, so they don't have no money either.
Oh, good question. What the Bills get? Bills got what? Like a second round?
I think a second round pick. Yeah,
that's it.
I think the second round. I think the second round and some other stuff too as well. But I don't know. The main one was the second round pick, but it's still not enough, because you got to replace. Stefon Diggs. That's a tough task. I know he was a diva. He was acting crazy and throwing tantrums on the sideline and stuff. And he's been saying he want to get traded for the past 2 years. And I thought after this past season, I was like, yeah, he's gonna be gone.
You know what I find funny though too is like it took one player for everyone to freak out and go, now Houston Texans are a Super Bowl team. Like, why weren't they saying that before? Like, okay, Diggs is a good player, right? Mm-hmm. So they were like a fringe player. Now with him being added, I guess they are going to the playoffs. They have a chance. I don't know.
They already had a stacked team before him, like Tank Dell and Mechie, Nico Collins, and then they added Daniel Hunter on defense. So they had a nice team already, but I guess adding Diggs put him over the edge. As long as he just stay in line, if he start going crazy and stuff and start getting angry and disgruntled, it's gonna mess the whole chemistry up that they had from last year.
Yeah, I don't know. It's with that as well. Like the Houston Texans now, a young team still since 2002 coming in the league, haven't won a Super Bowl, just like the Bengals. They still haven't won one yet. Try and feed that in there. By the way, this show is going to be all about segue. I'm going to try and segue into everything I can. If I can talk about the Bengals sucking, I will. Speaking of sucking, what about Claypool and going to Canada? What about that?
Oh, I did see that yesterday. Yep, the Canadian Football League. They call him Mapletron, right? He's a Mapletron or something. That's his nickname, Mapletron. Yeah. So I guess he's going back home, going back to Canada. Yeah, I don't know. He started off 11 touchdowns, 800 plus yards his rookie season. Big Ben made him look good because Big Ben force-fed him the ball a lot, made him look good. Then the following year he had 800 yards, but the production kind of dropped over that period of time. And then the year after, the Steelers was just done. It was like, all the antics. I was done after the Vikings first down like that. I was like, come on, man.
Wasting 25 seconds or what it was, and then I think Trey Turner cussed him out, and then the next year Trey Turner spat on someone. So it's like, who do I hate more? Like I didn't like Claypool for doing that, and then Trey Turner called him out. I was like, awesome, get him in line. Then he spat on someone. No, I'm with you, dude. I when I saw Claypool do this, I was like, you just wasted 15 seconds, and then we lost the game.
I'm like, we losing. What are we dancing for? Like, dance when you get in the end zone. Don't dance for first down. I'm like, just get up and get the ball to the ref.
Or something, and there's like tick, 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 and the ball's just running. I was like, what's going on? And Big Ben's trying to get them all set. Big Ben was there, trying to get them all set together. And then Trey Turner's trying to pull him over, and he's like, nah, F off, whatever. You know what? I think what we should do is how they vet them now is if Minka doesn't like them, if Minka fights them, like DJ and Claypool, then you're not allowed to be on the team.
Yeah, Minka our enforcer. He's our enforcer.
Yeah, if you get upset with Minka and he fights you, then you're off. You're off the team. What's this? Going to start for the Raisin Canes? Are they like college? Who are they? Oh, they like
that's the food place. It's a fast food restaurant. Like chicken like chicken tenders, and they got all type of stuff there. Nah, so I guess he could be the manager there. Could be.
He'd still get benched.
TikToks in the drive-through. Like, hey, come get your chicken tenders from Chase Claypool. He fell so far off a cliff. It's not even funny. I thought that was like a what was it? An AFL team, American Football, Arena Football League. Mm-hmm. He'd even be better at that too. Or UFL. I'm surprised he didn't go there. The UFL. No, I think UFL is a good product. Have you been watching that? Yeah, I was at the game for the Dallas Renegades one. They hit the Rock there. Yeah, that was pretty good. And, the Renegades they started off hot, but then they in the second half they didn't really score. They didn't score again. They got beat down badly. So you're cheering for, because you live in that area, right? You're cheering for the Renegades, and they were the Arlington. Now they're Dallas, or has it changed around? Which one? I mean, Arlington Renegades. I was just saying Dallas. I mean, Arlington Renegades. Yeah. Wait, is Arlington inside Dallas? Basically, yeah. It's not too far from each other, because the Cowboys play in Arlington, but they call it the Dallas Cowboys. So it's like all within one. But also, the Cowboys think they're going to win Super Bowl every single year. At least we don't say that. We want our team to, but we go. I'm just hoping for a playoff win. It's one playoff win. We'll work our way to it. One playoff win, then two playoff wins, then three, and then a Super Bowl. Did you hear about that rumor as well? With I don't think it's going to happen, but I do have 30 minutes of tape saying, and I might release it. It's been really busy. I've got 30 minutes of tape me saying Justin Fields wasn't going to happen to the Steelers, and I've got about 10 minutes of tape me saying Russell Wilson wasn't going to happen, right? Mm-hmm. And now I've said that Dak Prescott won't happen to the Steelers. Do you think he comes here next year as a free agent? Now, if Justin Fields wasn't here, I'll be all for it. But since they got Justin Fields, now I don't think they need to bring in Dak Prescott. But if we had Russell Wilson and Justin Fields wasn't on our team, Dak Prescott would have definitely been in play. I think that he'll fit our play style, toughness. He's a leader and stuff. The Cowboy fans, they always hating on him. But I bet you when he leaves, they're going to see the difference when you have Dak and when you don't have him. That's true. I just remember stuff like when he gives away playoff games, that kind of stuff. But he can win games, and he can win games by 48-10 or whatever. But then come to a playoff game, he's not the best. Gene says here, and by the way, have you been to Canada, DB? Oh, nope.
No. I've been there. I lived there for a year and a half. I'm not saying I've been there. I lived there for yonks. So Gene says I like Tim Hortons. Do you know what Tim Hortons is?
Tim Hortons? Is it like a shoe brand or something?
No.
Sound like some shoes.
No. It's a cafe. It's like the Canadian. It's like the Starbucks, like Canadian Starbucks, even though they have Starbucks over there too. That's good too. Claypool is falling into the shelves in his new position in the Walmart stock. That's fantastic. No, Tim Hortons is like a cafe like Starbucks. They call it Timmy's over there. Timmy's, and you get a double, which I think is like, I think I don't know. Double is like double.
So like a quadruple burgers, like four patties.
Can I get a double? I think it means like a coffee or something like that. Double shot.
I guess they mean like some. I don't know. Yeah, I don't drink coffee like that, so I don't know.
Yeah. All right. Okay. What else has been going on? So Claypool's gone overseas. Steelers haven't done too much.
Cam Sutton, the most wanted man. I saw that video. The most wanted man.
I don't know what to say. I thought my video was pretty good yesterday, and now I'm getting a bit. Some people saying yes, no. Okay. To clear the air, I think obviously we agree. Both you and I agree, and we agree that domestic violence is bad.
Yes.
Yes. Right. We agree. All right. But could you see them go if Sutton was like cleared over the air the next few months? Could you see him signing him? I could to a certain degree if he were to get
we had Antonio Brown on the team. We had Big Ben, Michael Vick. We could bring Cam Sutton in. I know. Cam Sutton. What he did was bad, of course. But Cam Sutton. Yeah, I don't know why he wanted to run for it. That's a mess. That's what messed stuff up. He should have never did all that extra stuff.
He had five stars like GTA for a long time.
Yeah, but the Steelers might not go. They might not sign him back. It depends. I guess depending on like the situation after everything clears up, because it might be a little like fishy or something.
Yeah, they might want to leave the situation alone. And of course, it's between the family and on a serious note, between the family, Cam Sutton, the lawyers, the police, all that kind of stuff. And we're just commenting from afar as we do about pretty much everything with Steelers. But like when I saw DK, yeah, so
I read one of the comments.
All right, you gotta be careful, man.
Do not go to Diddy's house. Do not go to Diddy's house.
Yeah, you remember that time I was getting flack because I was we did a podcast about the Shazier incident. Look how fast it turned away, didn't it? Eh? Like not even 48 hours. It was like everyone hates Shazier. Now it's back to wearing 50 again. So, and I'm not saying Cameron Sutton's a good person for doing. I'm just saying I think sometimes when I separate myself from a situation, I know that it's bad, but I'm not involved in his life, so it doesn't overall affect me, right? Do you know what I mean? Like you shouldn't be sitting on my bed going, "Oh, I can't stand Cameron Sutton, and I'm gonna, punch the clouds all day because of him." Like overall, it is a bad thing to do. But I'm not going to sit in my feelings all day and be like, "Oh, this is terrible," right? But the Shazier thing too, he got caught cheating by his wife, and then that was in the news for 48 hours. And you read all the Twitters, he was like, dude, he could have been the worst hated person on earth.
His PR team did a great job in covering that up because we forgot about it for a long time.
Yeah, well, and now the most hated person on earth is Kenny Pickett. You know what I mean? So I told you, man, segues every time is bang, bang, bang.
The Kenny one was. Whew. Yeah, that right there was I just understand his I guess because the team that drafted him, he felt like slighted maybe because they were going to give Russell Wilson first reps, but they still going to give him a chance too to go out there and compete. But I feel like, hey, you rather be a backup behind 25-year-old Jalen Hurts, who's not going to be on the bench, or you rather be a backup behind 36-year-old Russell Wilson, who about to turn 37, I think, in a few months. Who's going to be probably out the door eventually. I think he might be retiring. He said the next maybe 2 years, maybe or so, because the injuries. He suffered some injuries the past few years. Turned the ball over. Now I think with us, he should do a good job because the structure around us. But Russ is not going to be a long-term contract with us. I think it's just a 1-year thing. And then the next quarterback, which is Justin Fields now, is going to probably take over the reins most likely.
Yeah, you think so too. And going back to what about Claypool too. Yeah, I forgot that Claypool kicked the guy in the head. At the bar.
Oh yeah, the bar fight. Yeah,
it's not a good thing either. Like when he was doing that kind of stuff. So, and these things happen, man. Like in the NFL, there's so many different things like this all the time. So, we'll wait and see to see more evidence. But I could see a slight possibility, like a 1% chance they might get Sutton. But at the same time, do we overall need Sutton? They've got, cornerback of JPJ. They've got the other bloke, Dante Jackson from the Panthers.
Jackson.
Yeah, they're probably going. I think Pierre signed for the Commanders. He's out as a teamer, but they'll probably go to the draft and get cornerbacks too. It is funny as well because I legit can't remember in our last podcast on Steelers Oz. I can't remember where we were. I think it was just before Kenny was traded because we were talking about. I was saying we're going to make you the Kenny train and see how far you are.
Oh yeah.
And now that train is derailed. Like it's not even on, man.
We're stopping the production of this product. We're switching it out for something else.
Like when was that? 2 weeks ago?
That about like it had to be like a few weeks ago. Yeah, because like I think like the next week or so, like that's when the trades and stuff started happening. Before I think it was before free agency started.
And I was like, dude, I'm on the Kenny train, so cool, let's go, give him a chance. You're like, nah, I'm about 7th carriage or what?
Yeah, I was like halfway almost out.
Yeah, it's like you almost knew he was getting traded. And I did think about trying to make the graph thing, and then I was like, well, now I don't have to because he's gone. Like, what? I saw a stat there somewhere too that Kenny Pickett was the first draft pick that didn't finish his contract. It was in like 1970 or something like that, or 1980. I don't know. Last 40 years. Something.
Usually the first rounders they're like let the contract go out and just let him become free agent. But I guess he got traded year 3, so yeah. I don't know
what it was exactly. Someone in the chat might be able to tell me. It was like 1980 something that the Steelers didn't do it. I think how it played out though is I think Kenny didn't want to be there, and even Cameron Hayward he did an interview with the Rich Eisen show, which he wasn't there today, so it was some other bloke talking. But they talked about they asked him about Kenny Pickett and the new leadership at quarterback. He's like, he just started talking really good about Wilson and Fields and how they're good leaders and stuff like that. He never really mentioned Kenny Pickett, so. Maybe there was a certain point where he wasn't getting along with players like that. You know what I mean? They tried to back him up as much as they can. And then Rudolph came in, took over his job. Kenny got really annoyed. But at the same time, sometime Kenny's now, if he doesn't play for the Eagles next 2 years, his career, done.
Yeah, most like, well, sometimes some quarterbacks, they'll find a way to stay around. Carson Wentz, he just found another job yesterday. He'll find a way to stay around. He might be like jumping team to team.
He signed for the Chiefs, right? April Fools. I thought it was a joke. Didn't he?
Yeah, I guess he want to get an extra ring. I get that one with the Eagles. He helped them win the games, but Nick Foles did all the playoff work, and then he really wasn't the same after that injury. Ever since the ACL tear, he hasn't been the same. So maybe Kenny Pickett pull that approach. He go to the Eagles, maybe go to the Chiefs, and go to a rival team. Maybe I join the Browns. The Browns got a lot of quarterbacks. You got Jameis Winston. They got they got everybody over there. They got Jameis Winston, Sean Watson. There's all type of people over there. I'm like, the Browns got a super quarterback room. I don't know why.
Wait, so what? Nick Foles was the bloke
as well. Yeah,
I can't believe that. I feel like when you get a statue, you should have to be like 40 years after you retire or something, not like 2 years after.
I guess it was the first Eagles Super Bowl win ever. I think. Was it?
Oh, okay.
I think so. I think it was the first one ever.
So it's there. And who's the head coach?
Doug Peterson.
Doug Peterson and Nick Foles have a statue doing the Philly special or whatever, the Philly cheese Philly steak, whatever it is. All right, you know what though? Let's keep talking some more NFL news because a lot been happening around, like all around USA. And I got a question here from. Have you seen this one too? Are you go? It says. What is going on with the Chiefs? Have you heard about this stuff too? They can't rebuild their stadium.
Oh yeah, the residents decline the tax, so they're not going to help them build the stadium up. They can't move somewhere else.
wait. So the residents have declined paying tax, but they'll probably complain when they move out.
Most likely.
Is that right? Yeah.
The Chiefs can come to really go to Mexico Chiefs. That sounds pretty cool. The Mexico Chiefs. Or the San Antonio Chiefs, they can come to Texas. They can go somewhere else.
Do you reckon they move out of the whole state entirely, or just like the city of Missouri?
They probably find they can find a location within the same state. But if not, they could move. But the Raiders did a few years ago.
I wonder where they go. Where they go? Like, Oh, St. Louis Chiefs.
Oh, St. Louis have had a team in
Is
the.
that close to? Is that wait? Where's St. Louis at? I don't
Oh,
know.
St. Louis, Missouri. Yeah. So
I need a map.
St. Louis, Missouri. Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah, St. Louis Chiefs would be. That'd be a good one right there. That sounds cool. It flows right too. St. Louis Chiefs.
Breaking news: it's gonna be St. Louis. And where's Kansas City? In Missouri too. No. Oh wait, in Kansas, of course.
Yeah, I think it's Kansas. Yeah.
Oh, they're definitely going to St. Louis, right next door.
Yeah, Kansas City, Kansas. I don't know what they call it that for.
Dude, they're going. It's like on the border. I didn't know where that was right there. Okay.
Well, that'd be cool though. St. Louis Chiefs sound pretty clean.
Yeah, dude, that's going to be it because they're right next door. St. Louis now have the Battlehawks. So back to the UFL too, right? I'm trying to watch a bit of highlights here and there, but I cannot. I wanted to go for the Battlehawks that sound like a cool name, St. Louis Battlehawks, but I cannot get behind. You know how we have Here We Go, right? Here We Go Steelers. Like that's our thing, and it's so generic, but it's so awesome, right? I cannot get behind Core is the Law. Can't handle it. Have you heard that? Like I legit cannot. It's like KAW is the law. Core is the law. I'm like, no, don't like it. I think it sounds rubbish. I can't handle it. So imagine that they moved out to the St. Louis because they needed because the Rams moved to LA, which I think they should have stayed in St. Louis. They were annoyed. They now got the UFL team there. KC cannot pay their taxes. They moved next door to St. Louis. St. Louis Chiefs. I guess they'd still remain red. I don't know.
Yeah, they probably keep the same colors and same logo. Well, actually, no. The logo got the KC in it, I think. Yeah. So, I don't know how that work, actually. That'd be different.
I don't know. I have no idea.
That look weird. Yeah, like be say STL. Like, nah, I don't look too good. They have to switch the logo completely.
Alrighty, another question here from Toddy says, what happened to Stefon Diggs? We talked about that a little bit, right? But that's a pretty big trade for them to go to the Texans, and the Bills lose. They lose everyone, right? So I think he's I remember that too. Didn't Burrow shoot himself in the leg in the club?
Oh yeah. He would say walking down the stairs, he had a gun in his, I think his like jeans, and then like I guess the gun was on safe. I don't know, he had a gun right before. He said he fell down the stairs and he accidentally shot, and the gun shot him in the leg.
How does it even happen? Because I don't carry weapons here in Australia because we kind of can't, right? But how does it even happen? Did you have a finger on the trigger and then you walk bang down the stairs?
I think the gun was on safety most likely, so he probably failed and hit the trigger and then shot himself in the leg. I don't know how that's still not like. I don't know how that happened though. I don't know. That's the story he tell, but I don't know what exactly fully happened.
Yeah, I think it's almost like it's dangerous and embarrassing at the same time. You know what I mean?
Like reckless.
The paramedics are probably laughing at you and trying to save your life. You know what I mean?
You shot yourself in the leg. Oh man, I'm putting this in my book.
Right, Brian Brown says as an expert GM, then Brian Brown is an expert GM. Steelers should sign everybody who did anything or draft every player who went to Pitt. What are your thoughts on that?
No more Pitt players. Unless their name is Dan Marino. The Steelers got a little it felt like they had to draft Kenny Pickett because they were like, we missed Dan Marino. Dan Marino was the guy. Dan Marino was.
That was a reach. That was a big reach for the Steelers and a really bad failure for the organization to get him from Pitt and build the storyline and all that kind of stuff. Kenny Pickett jerseys and all that kind of crap.
Yeah, I feel like it was part of like there was a little like mad and regretting missing Dan Marino, and it was like, okay, this guy from Pitt, he only had one good year, but the year was good. He had a better year than Dan Marino did in Pitt. So let's see by getting him and see if he's the guy. And maybe he could have became the guy, but now we don't know. We don't know.
I want to give a shout out to my my mate John too. I'm pretty sure it's John from memory from a few years ago. Tight spot. I think he's on Twitch playing the game, stuff like that. 2 years ago, I had him on the show. It was fantastic. So shout out to him, man. Hope he's doing all right as well. And also we got Homer Green in the house too, and Jake West. And you just never know who's going to come into the chat. It's been fantastic so far. Any other weird NFL news you've kind of heard? Like
I think I got tricked by one of them because I think it was made on April Fool's Day. They said somebody wanted Big Ben to come back. I was like, I don't know if that was legit or not.
Someone in my Discord, Rod said he said Steelers are signing Big Ben back, and I was like, what?
Somebody put an article on Big Ben. I think it was April Fool's prank. They had an article. They talking about some Big Ben could come back. He's only 42. A lot of other quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers is still playing. I'm like, nah. But if Big Ben throw a ball, his arm might come off with the ball. I don't know if he's gonna be able to come back. He got to just sit home, stay on his podcast, and just chill out.
I haven't seen his podcast recently. Have you seen his podcast? Is he still doing episodes?
I think he's like taking a break until the season start.
Yeah. I wonder what he's doing. What's he doing? Maybe he's just doing like family stuff, that kind of thing.
They're probably like coaching his son's football team or something.
I know why he's on a break. Here we are talking about Big Ben's podcast being on a break, doing a filler podcast, and Big Ben taking a break. There's nothing to talk about, right? That's why that's why he's on a break. Hey man. Now I saw those rumor tours. To be honest, man, I cannot stand April Fool's Day. I think it's one of the most overrated fucking days in the world. Everyone uses the same jokes. You know, I quit my job today. Did you? No, April, and no one gives a shit. Really, I really cannot stand the day anymore. I think it's so overplayed. It's something as a kid when you're in school. There's even like, I think there's like a made up rule that like you have to do it before 11 a.m. I'm like, whoever made that fucking bullshit rule up? I'm just overall, and then you go to Twitter and everything's wrong. Like everything
jokes. The only thing I like about April Fools is the SpongeBob episode. The SpongeBob episode is the only thing I like about April Fools. Besides that, I don't like April Fool's Day at all.
What are they doing it? What's the quick like? So I guess you know.
I think the SpongeBob episode, he was like just pranking everybody, and then I think Squidward went too far and like jacked them up. He like had them thrown around the building and stuff, and like, he took the prank too far. You know, the prank supposed to be like tricking people, but he went too far. He made them cry and stuff. That's probably one of the best episodes. But besides that, I hate April Fool's Day. Too much, like, especially in the sports world, it'd be like he getting traded this one. I'm like, come on, man.
April Fool's Day, I don't even know where it comes from, but like it's everyone knows the day is absolute hot take piece of crap, right? And you're just gonna make stuff up. So you don't believe anything the whole day. And then when there's a bit of serious news that you think might be, you get a bit of gullible, they're like dad jokes. So nothing comes off them. I don't know. And by the way, SpongeBob is a fantastic show. If no one's ever seen it, if you watch that like maybe on some sherbets or a few shroomy shrooms, you'd have a good time. Because some of those like editing skills are just amazing. Like when he gets like sick and he has the suds, you seen in that one?
Oh, yeah, the suds, yeah.
And he's just so dehydrated, and he's like just like I don't know, dude. He's like a old crusty sponge, and his eyes are all down here. It reminds me of like Ren and Stimpy. You ever seen Ren and Stimpy?
I don't think so.
It's like that for the other listeners out there. Ren and Stimpy was just like a weird cartoon. Ren is a cartoon character too. It's like this little. I have to see it. Ren and Stimpy is like one guy's called Ren. Of course, what am I saying? Ren and Stimpy. Yeah, I couldn't even remember the characters' names in the title of the show.
Oh, I've seen that before. Yeah, kind of that is. Yeah, I've seen that before. Yeah. They're like some weird little like crazy like rabies little animal or something. Yeah,
I don't know what they are, but they're like on drugs or something. Like, and they're always just doing some bad things.
It's kind of like cat dog type of style.
Yeah, even cat dog was kind of cool too. Cat dog.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, I'm not a full dog, not a full cat dog. We got cat dog. All right. Yeah, Run and Stimpy is some dark stuff, but it was great. It's just so that kind of like humor, those kind of editing with the color and stuff. But I think SpongeBob is a similar kind of thing where they're like, you know what I mean? It's just all kinds of
everything like silly, like Pinky in the Brain type stuff. Everything just silly and stuff and wacky.
Yeah, but some of the times they the way they draw them when they're in pain or like, you know, high or sick, it's like they just look so odd, you know, just really bad. Oh, that's a good call. Jake West says Ren and Stimpy was the original SpongeBob before things were politically correct. There you go. And we'll move on to. I cannot transition from politically correct into Steelers, so we'll talk about our punter. What are your thoughts on the punter, the Johnston? Any thoughts?
I forgot we did sign a punter.
Yeah,
I can't
remember who we signed last time we talked. Or the dead set.
Yeah, I know we signed a lot of people. I think it's the Dante Jackson trade. Got the punter, Patrick Queen.
No, we got those guys right. Must have been these other guys. Must have been the quarterback we got in, the third one, Kyle, someone, Allen, Lowry, and Quez Watkins, and another guy.
The receiver, from the Eagles.
Oh, and Daryl Patterson.
Oh yeah, Cordell Patterson. Yeah, we did sign him too. Yeah, Cordell Patterson. Yeah, he gonna be utilized well because the new rule and the kicking rule they have, it's a little strange, kind of like the
Are you
UFL
a fan
type of
of that?
style.
I don't know. I don't know if I'm on board yet. I do miss like Devin Hester plays from a massive run back, and you see the kickoff
Mhm.
return, the guys running down like gladiators that hit each other. There's more room to move to as a returner. Now they've got to sit there and wait, like they'll hold the ball, and then they go, yep, you can run now. When they catch it, and there's like minimal room to run. I don't know if I like it yet. I don't know.
Yeah, it look a little more difficult, but it kind of looks difficult, and it depends on the blocking. Because while watching it, like the Renegades game, it was a few times he had like he broke away and almost ran one back a few times because like he got to the edge, because everybody running just coming in. But if you on a regular kickoff return, you get to wait, you get to sit and see where they're going. But if you just running before the ball is kicked, it looks strange.
There's more space though, and like my big thing is if that line's broken, you're 70 yards to the house. Do you know what I mean? Whereas in the other one, you can have guys who trail back from the left-hand side or right-hand side. I remember watching recently. I saw a highlight of Antonio Brown when his first kickoff return was a touchdown with a reverse.
The reverse one is Tennessee. Yeah,
right. You can't do that when they're all standing like still like that because the ball's got to catch. I just find it's they're trying to bring it back, but it's a very weak attempt to bring back the kickoff return. To be honest, I just don't know.
It should just bring the old one back. Really, just bring the old kick return back.
Yeah, well, they want to make it safer and whatnot, but here's what I feel like. The UFL is trying it, United Football League. They do XFL and USFL together. They do I think a similar concept of the kickoff, right? But same time is that's still building. That whole American football league is building. The NFL has been around for 100 years. Now you want to change something that's going to change all the records, and depending how it goes. And what if two players miss a tackle, they miss a line, and you break right through the line? Maybe get your fastest guy to try and beat him to the outside. I don't know. I just think it's going to be different. And if it goes in the end zone, it's a touchback. But if it goes out, I don't know. I don't know if I like it.
Yeah, they have a lot of rule changes. I understand the player safety stuff, but it's still football. It's like joining boxing, not expecting to get punched in the face. You're going to get punched eventually. So in football, you're going to get hit and take some hits. So you can't make the game, can't take everything out the game. Now, if you want to do flag football, you can do flag. But I'm like, kick return is one of the main aspects. We've seen a lot of players who didn't get opportunity, in the offense or defense, but they made plays on special teams and they're able to make a career. So like they're taking away their element to go out there. It's a little different.
There's rumors, or not rumors, it kind of leads like it is looking into flag football. And I've always said once it does, I will quit the channel and I'll turn everything off.
I can't watch flag football. I don't know if I can watch flag football. I don't know.
No, but there's ideas because with the flag football, I think World Cup.
The Olympics, I think, will have flag football this year. I think in a few years.
Yeah. So maybe it's that time. And if imagine if Goodell said, we got to transition to flag football, they will lose so many fans.
Yeah, I'm only gonna watch college. After that, just watching college football.
Yeah. So because I know as well, I think you might have talked about. Did you talk about the tackle, the hip drop tackle as well?
Oh yeah, the hip drop tackle. Yep.
Yeah. So I from my perspective, right, as an Australian, we've now also getting rid of that tackle too in our game, rugby league, when they jump from behind. Here's my issue though is the tackle is bad. It's a bad tackle, right? I'm not really you got to tackle better than that. The thing is, I'm just worried about the refs calling something.
They're gonna miscall it. That's my problem too. They're gonna miscall it a few times.
So, because what it is when you jump on their shoulders and then you hang on the back of their legs and you pull back like that, and all your weight's on their legs and you're pulling down like this. It's not a normal tackle. Is when you go for the legs, you wrap up and you bring them to the ground, right? You can do that. So, but I think that the refs, how they get things so wrong with the pass deflections, all that
pass interference.
Yeah,
roughing the passer, especially roughing the passer. That's the worst one. Roughing the passer, they be calling it like crazy.
Remember that Brady one a few years ago when Brady got like touched, like
he barely got hit in the stomach. They were like roughing the passer. I'm like, what? You said so you can't go high, you can't go low, and you can't go mid. So you gotta just hug the quarterback. I guess you hug him
right now, You can't lead with your head now too. So you put them all together. You can't lead with your head. You can't tackle from behind with like this. You can't go around the course collar. So where can you touch them?
I guess you just hug them. Just hug the quarterback.
Yeah,
they'll be friends. It's a sack.
Jed was said right from South Park. That's what they do. I'm pretty sure in South Park, Sarcastic they hug them to call it down.
Yeah, like the 5 second hold that you play when you like in practice.
Yeah, Blue Nose says no leading with the head, no horse collar, no hip drop soon. Running out of ways to hit.
Yeah,
Pretty true.
you can still use your shoulder, I think, but it's kind of hard. Like you
can ya?
you come
Are you
like
allowed
this, you gotta you might hurt yourself doing that.
Are you allowed to use your shoulder?
I think in some aspects, 'cause I feel like you come in like shoulder to shoulder. I guess it's clean, but that's kind of risky because you can still be helmet to helmet. They might call a penalty. I guess it depends on what referee group you're dealing with.
I guess when you see it from that point, it is going to be very messy. So, yeah, horse collar, which makes sense because they pull that back. Then hip drop, then leading with the head. But like Jalen Warren got in trouble with that too, right?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, his fines were stupid. Brian Brown says here, how many sacks do you think there would be turned? Yeah, depending on how many do you think? A fair few.
How many sacks do you think will be turned into penalty? Probably a few, because you don't like think because why I think I got called for roughing the passer a few times last year. They don't call holding all the time. He get held a lot on the edge. I know, and they can't call it every down because it'll be forever. But at least call it when you see it, like you're right there looking at it. Like throw the flag. But there's gonna be a lot of roughing the passer calls. There's gonna be a lot of unnecessary roughness. I think if the hip drop tackle, if you do that, I guess it's like a personal penalty. So you might, if you do two of them, you might get ejected. I think you could get ejected. So I guess they're gonna have it in the same sense as like getting hit to the head. Because KZ last year, one of them, I think one of those against the Colts, that was a little shaky because the receiver kind of jumped into him. I was like,
Yeah, the receiver was diving for the ball. It was Pittman, and KZ went for a tackle. I don't think it was that bad, to be honest. And then because he laid down, it's always happened in the sport. If they lay down and they're unconscious or they're like that, then yeah, it's gonna be a flag.
If he was fine and got back up, they would have been like, "Oh, we think about it." But then, like, I guess since he sold it out.
Saw the yellow flag and went, "Oh, I'm up." You know. Gene says the best AB moment ever is when this happened. I missed the kick, the AB kick to the Browns. Face mask.
If he stayed on the outside, he would have scored. But I don't know why he came back in. He came back in just for a highlight and kicked the guy in the face. Spartan kicked him like 300, and then just got penalty. But he stayed on the outside, he would have had a touchdown. He hit the easy touchdown on the outside. I guess he wanted the highlight, like a hurdle highlight or something.
Have you been keeping up with CTESPN at the moment?
Yeah, AB called it correctly. The Diggs trade.
Yeah, he called it.
I don't know how. Justin Fields trade, the Diggs trade. I don't know how he called it.
I keep watching he's in Twitter, and I just shake my head in like not even disgust. It's just like
I think somebody else got his account. I feel like his account, somebody else like bought it from him or something.
No, because he said it wasn't. He said it was him.
It was him still?
Yeah.
He been tweeting weird. Like it don't sound like him. It sounds even more crazier than usual.
You mean his AB one, or you mean his CTESPN?
The CTESPN. It sounds more crazier than usual. He got into an argument with DeMar Hamlin. He was like fighting DeMar Hamlin on the internet about something. I was like,
yeah. So what's going on there? He's calling out Shannon Sharp. Like, I think it's what am I watching? I know. You know what he did say? He
called him a clone. He said, "You're a clone." I'm like, what?
Yeah, he's been saying that he's more entertaining than some of the networks out there. I was like, he's not wrong. He's
entertaining. He's entertaining.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's marketable for like TV or anything, but he's entertaining.
I wake up to him, man. I just said like, not that I like the player, but I think since doing this whole Twitter game he's playing, if you guys do follow Twitter, it's quite hilarious.
Yeah.
He's got himself running now. Sports media, CTSPN closing in on stock on Adam Schefter, and he's chasing down. It's when he was the Metcalf and chasing down the Cardinal. Like, that's funny. So he's got himself as Metcalf and Adam Schefter as the other guy because he was in front. Like, that's good, dude.
That'd be funny if the NFL invited him on, but like, we got analysts and Antonio Brown here. He called the trade. Invite him on the show. That'd be too funny.
Yeah. And he even had certain things of like, Cameron Sutton on the run, and I just, and he said, bring back comedy in 2024, and he's not wrong. He's a bit of a Looney Tune, but he's not wrong.
Yeah.
Oh man. Holy dooly. Alrighty, so we've been going 40 minutes. I feel like we haven't talked any Steelers. And I was going to ask you a few Steeler questions, like even going into the future. Do you think this season is like do we have the right players to where they can go on a bit of a run, win a division, and win a playoff game? Like, are we setting up for success, basically?
Yeah, I believe so. Like the defense is already set. I know last year the defense had struggles in like yardage. They allowed a lot of rushing yards and passing yards, but they didn't allow a lot of touchdowns either. And they was bend but don't break, so they played good in the red zone. And with injuries too, we had a lot of different guys playing corner for us, a lot of different linebackers in. So adding Patrick Queen, and then of course Dusty Jackson, he's solid. He's not good, he's not bad either, but he's solid. And then you draft a corner. If Corey Trice comes back to be what we think he's going to be, he could be a guy too to utilize. Minka Fitzpatrick, he's fully healthy. Kendall Bennett did good last year. So it's really just the offense, just the quarterback spot, because the offensive line looked better. The rushing attack, Najee and Warren is good. You got George Pickens. Or receiver on the other side is going to be good, because Steelers always find a way to find a receiver and make them good. So it's really just the quarterback. Can the quarterback go out there and perform? And Russell Wilson, I think he should be able to. He ain't got to be a hero. He ain't got to wear a Superman cape. Just go out there and just play your role. Just play your role. Don't turn the ball over. You're gonna run the football. You're gonna play good defense. Keep the games close and low scoring, and just go out there. You can give us 25 points a game. If we had 25 points a game last year, we would have probably been 13 wins in. So all we need is 25 points, 24, 25 points, and we're good.
Chloe says, "Is this pre-recorded?"
It's pre-recorded.
Not today. Now, sometimes I put them as premieres.
On the premiere, yeah.
I won't do it live. No, I think this time of the season 2, what are we in now? April, coming towards the draft. We kind of forget about the other players who we have on the team. They got Highsmith in his contract. You said they got TJ Watt, they got Minka, they got Cameron Hayward getting up in age. They got Keanu Bennett, you just said. So they got some players there. They got Elliott from the Ravens too, or the Dolphin.
Let's talk about Elliott. Yeah, Elliott too.
So they got some players there. JBJ. They got a pretty good team, and of course they're going again into another season. They've now got Arthur Smith as the offensive coach, and he has to be way better than Matt Canada. No matter your feelings about Canada, it has to be better. A more organized offense. When I saw Tomlin getting a photo with Russell Wilson and Patrick Queen for his birthday, he looks so happy. I've never seen Tomlin that happy ever before.
So I finally got a quarterback. Yes.
Yeah. So he's, I know people will be like, well, he has never had a rookie quarterback, and never had vets come in. Who cares? We just need someone to throw the ball. We just got to score 23, 24 points and have a chance. And give Chris Boswell he's probably maybe the best kicker in the league, or probably second best kicker in the league. Give me a chance
behind Tucker.
Yeah, and you know what? Let Tucker have number 1, because we can be the underdog. I reckon that kind of helps out Chris Boswell in a certain way. There's not as much pressure. There's so much pressure on Tucker to kick every field goal. And only Steelers fans know about Chris Boswell. No one else knows about him, but we know how good he is with his 89% record. And he's doing really well. So they re-signed, 46. They got Killebrew in teams. Lost a few players with Pierre. They haven't brought back Miles Boykin. But there are guys on the team that, this time we're still waiting for the next signing, but we still have, over 90 players or 53 people on the roster. And the other day, JJ52 talked to me about the receivers on our team. What's his name? I'm going to bring his name. The Jets guy that we brought over from
Denzel Mims.
Denzel Mims. So we're forgetting about these blokes too. And the other guy he brought up was Marquez Callaway too. He was from a Raider. He'd been playing 4 years. So these guys, we're trying to find a receiver. They might go into the offseason and have a chance to find a spot.
Yeah, Mims was a high pick. I think it was a second-round pick. He was second-round pick. So he was a high pick. It's just the Jets, they have no quarterback. They got Zach Wilson over there. So it's kind of hard to develop when you have Zach Wilson throwing the ball to you. So I think if Mims get utilized well, he could be the guy, really.
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. I think at the point we're all waiting for the Boyd sign or the Ayuk sign or the next receiver signing, but they've got Pickens. We still got to see what happened with Calvin Austin in this kind of offense. Same time, too, I reckon they're going to feature the tight ends way more as well. In the ball, in his offense. They're going to run the ball more, too. And Cordero Patterson can play running back and receiver.
Running back, receiver. He lined up as tight end before. Kick return, punt return. He do everything.
He's an everything guy. So we always try and think, we're missing a number 2 receiver. And we know they're going to go there to the draft to get a receiver. So he'll be then one of those guys too. So I feel like we're in a pretty good spot, with depth. I reckon one of those guys, like the Callaway, will have a chance to be up there, and he'll probably be like the gunner to be 5th or 4th. And they got the other guys, Van Jefferson from the Rams. So
speedster,
right? Yeah. So I don't think it's that too big of a deal that we're missing out on a receiver number 2 right now. The thing is, we just haven't seen these players play because most of them weren't on the starting lineup last year. The only one we saw was George Pickens and Calvin Austin, limitedly. We saw the big TD pass. Was it Rudolph too? No, it might have been Kenny Pickett.
Yeah, Calvin Austin, the Raiders one, I think. The Raiders game, I think like week 3. I think week 3 or something. Right? Yeah, Kenny Pickett, yeah.
Yeah, so we've seen splashes of him, but I'm not too worried in that certain point. And then they've now got their 3 quarterbacks. Like Kyle Allen, I think he's played 16 games and 5-year career. Justin Fields is it was a number 1 pick, right, or something like that.
Yeah, I think he's behind Trevor Lawrence, the second pick. Yeah.
So, and he's got some stuff too where he needs to reorganize his career, and Wilson's trying to end his career on a good note too. So the Steelers, to me, I think we're all waiting for that big move, but at the same time, there's a lot of players I think going to this season. But at the same time, it's a harder schedule as well, much harder schedule.
We had to play the Chiefs. Of course, our division is already
Eagles are there.
The Eagles as well. Okay. It'd be funny if I hope Jalen Hurts don't get hurt. But it'd be funny if Kenny Pickett is starting that game. The storyline would be too funny.
What if Kenny Pickett beats us though?
We never gonna hear the end of it. I told you guys, Kenny is.
Yeah. You're gonna hear actually the Kenny fan base, and not as many of us because a lot of people don't like him. But you're gonna hear Steeler Nation go, "We should never get rid of him."
At the one sack from Wyatt, he will not finish the game. He's not gonna finish the game. At the one sack. Yeah, because Kenny is injury prone.
Should we just be allowed to give them German suplexes? I think that'd be fine. There you go. Donald Nolan says here, how many receivers do you think Steelers will keep on the roster? They normally keep 5, right?
Yeah, probably 5 and some practice squad guys. So it's gonna be, of course,
I think 5.
George Pickens, Van Jefferson, Calvin Austin. He has to stay healthy. Calvin Austin, he stay healthy. I think he'd be good. Quez Watkins, and I guess Denzel or Callaway, one of those guys. Now, if we draft somebody, then that would be the last person probably to draft. Yeah.
So I'm not too worried because I think when you look to the roster, you've got Pickens number 1 for sure.
Yeah.
Jefferson and Watkins, if they make it, that's 3, and then Austin 4, and then who's a 5th? And if you draft someone, they'll be moved up in their order. I'm not too worried at all. They already have right now. They have they got 9 receivers on the roster, but they'll probably keep 5, and they'll probably draft someone else too. So maybe they won't even go out and make a move at this point. I don't know if they will or not. I don't know.
I guess it depends on circumstance. We're like, okay, if our guy is there, we'll take him. If he's not, I guess we just wait till next year.
Don Nolan says they only got 9 on the roster, but I only think 2 are a lock. Who are the 2? Is that going to be?
Pickens and
who else?
And Patterson. Well, is Patterson considered a receiver?
Oh, I forgot about Patterson. Yeah, he's a running back receiver. He's everywhere.
Okay, so I guess it'd be Pickens and I don't know, Van Jefferson. I think because he had a little more experience and deep threat.
But the thing is, too, we haven't seen these players play football for our Steelers. Like Van Jefferson's new, Watkins is new. Sorry, Quez, and the other guys on the practice squad haven't seen too much of them. So the only one we've really seen a lot of is George Pickens and Calvin Austin. I think for most Steeler fans, it's like 50-50. Like we want to see more of you. Want to see more of you play. Pickens and Austin are my locks. Right.
Yeah. Austin's just a little injury prone. I like his game, but just. I think he only had one good game, really. It was the Raiders game. I think week 3 was the only game he really had a big game. Besides that, he was kind of in and out. A lot of injuries.
Well, speaking of in and out, I think we're done. I think
that was a great segue.
Wait, dude, that was my worst one yet. No, you know what? In my mind, I was like, gonna do an in and out joke. In and out. You guys have In and Out Burger over there?
The In and Out Burger, yep.
So I was gonna make a joke about that, and I was like, that's not football related. And then I end up talking about it anyway. So that's how podcasts work. Anything else you want to add towards your this Steelers conversation?
I wonder what the Steelers going to do with their first pick. I know a lot of people have been talking about center, tackle, maybe corner, depending on who's there. I wonder what they're going to do with the first pick. I think it might be a tackle because they've been talking about it a lot, but it could be throwing us off. So I never know.
I think it's going to be O-line, to be honest. That's an easy answer. I think they go O-line no matter what. I think you could go cornerback, you could go receiver, but I think O-line is an easy answer because there's 5 positions to choose from. But that's what 5 out of O-line. I'm going to go O-line. But then who do you go? Do you go that right tackle? Is it the Mims bloke or the
Maris Mims from Georgia. I say either one, either him or Jackson Power Johnson at center if he's there. I think the Seahawks might get him though. They picked before us.
We got to be careful though, because doesn't like Russell Wilson and Fields just roll out of the pocket anyway. There's no O line once they're there, so they're always running around.
Yeah,
but we got some running quarterbacks now, because even I heard today DK was talking about that Fields got like 1,000 yards rushing last year or something. So
yeah, I think for the past few years he had 1,000 the year before last. He had I think almost 1,000 again. So he's been having a lot of rushing yards, which is crazy because in college his play style was completely different. He was a pocket passer. He ran when he had to, but then he got to the NFL. He switched to just a full mobile quarterback.
That's because Claypool was there for a bit, and then they couldn't find the pass.
He threw the ball to himself.
Pretty much. Do you reckon that the Steelers start Wilson and eventually turn the football over to Fields, or is Fields a last resort like next year?
I think the only Fields step on the field is if Russell Wilson goes down, like get injured. Or if he play, I don't think he'll play that awful. I think he'll be good.
Poorly though, like really bad football.
If he's playing bad, it's easy. You can just bench him.
You're benching. But you know how quickly the Steeler Nation Yins out there are going to turn on Russell Wilson after 3 games if we're losing 0-3 and he's playing poorly. Just saying.
Yeah, that's true. They're going to start chanting, Justin Fields. And
then who's next? Kyle Allen. Mike Tomlin. Me? Let me go out there.
That
should be a rule. The coach should be allowed to play too. I think that should be a rule.
Coach get 20 snaps per year.
Yeah, the minimum. They should be allowed to one coach on the team or one extra person. The 54th man roster should be the coach. You know what I mean? Imagine Andy Reid out there playing center or like right tackle or something.
And Reid can't even tie his own shoes standing up, so I don't think he'd be able to get down, snap the ball. You can't tie his own shoes? He had to get somebody else to tie his shoes and stuff. He can't bend down, so I don't know if he'd be able to bend down to snap the ball.
Do you think if he was tying his shoes and you pushed him like this, he'd just go?
Just tilt over.
Yeah, oh, man. He got voted best coach, coach of the year by Fox Sports.
Yeah, he's a great coach. Andy Reid.
I've got 2 more comments and then we'll get out of here. I got one from Thomas Martin says, nothing could be as bad as Kenny Pickett. Trubisky? Trubisky's pretty bad.
Yeah, Trubisky was.
Dude, I'd much rather
Trubisky, Landry Jones, Gronkowski. Those guys are a little bad.
Yeah. To me, Trubisky was. I felt sick watching him play. I just couldn't do it. I felt so. I just know we're gonna lose.
He was so scared to step into his throw. Everything
about him was not a winning mentality. At least Kenny gave you a chance to go for some runs and get some passes here and there, throw the ball deep, But like Trubisky was like, we lost. Like we just lost the game.
You never felt confident when he started. You're like, I hope we win.
Yeah, and in most times you want to hope you win, but then with Trubisky, you're just like, I don't know why I'm watching. But one more comment, then we'll get your to plug your channel too. Jay Quest says, good show, good dynamic between the both of you. Def should do this more often. We definitely should. It's a good time as well.
Yep.
Bobby Pig did the monster mash. That's funny. The mash. All right. So you want to give
mash.
Is it a show? It's a show, isn't it? Like that's a show, isn't it?
I think it's.
Is it a music?
I think it's from What is it from? It's from some movie or something.
TV show, surely, isn't it?
From a show or movie or something.
Is it from Scooby Doo? I don't know. All right, so you want to give your channel a plug because you're now doing pretty well over there on the Arsenal DB. You have I think 700 and something subs. Killing it,
760 something. Yeah. So on the channel we just talk about, of course, no sports, football, basketball, mostly NFL and NBA. And mostly, of course, Steelers and Heat. My team's right there, so I always try to keep it Monday the NFL, Tuesday Steelers, Thursday Steelers, and then the weekends I do basketball like that. But sometimes the news pop off, then I just have to do it any day. But on a regular schedule basis, keep it like that. And college football as well on the weekends when it starts coming back. So we got all the stuff, dude. I might do baseball one day, or hockey one day, but I haven't watched a lot of baseball and hockey in a while. So I got to get back into it.
You should just like follow or talk about the teams that are winning, like and never talk about any teams that are losing. Like you're the ultra bandwagoner.
The
You know what I
bandwagon.
mean? It's like talk about right now about the Pirates winning, and as soon as they lose, don't talk about them. Only talk about when they win. You know what I mean? Talk about the Chiefs, like you love Mahomes, and when they start losing, don't talk about them. Hey, man. All right, let's get out of here. Appreciate your time. The Arsenal DB, that was an interview with DB Khan, and we don't know what's going to happen in, 3 weeks?
In 3 weeks. Could see another trade. You never know. Another trade. Brandon Ayuk.
No, wait. 4 weeks. 25th.
April 25th, yeah.
About 3 weeks away. That's crazy. All right, guys. Thank you, everyone, from the chat as well for checking out Steeler Nation Oz. You guys are awesome as always. Let's play the Khan Artist audio as we get out of here because I can't play this after the draft because he goes on holiday and we're done. Thank you, DB, mate. I'll see you later.
Night one after the next two. Is he still aggressive?
Yeah, what do they call him? The con artist? I like that. I saw that, man. That's pretty good. It's a cool nickname.